So welcome to the channel today. Mazazoke speaking. As you all know, the reason why I'm making this video is as a result of the rumored closure of the Enugu International Airport. Some of you actually, I've read a lot online where people say the Enugu International Airport ought not to be closed. And let's put, for a start, let's put facts out there. Now, the first thing is the minister did not say Enugu is closed or rather, the argument is not that Enugu is closed, but the argument is the threat to close Enugu if certain conditions are not met. Okay? And what are the conditions? The first condition is there is a telecommunication, or rather, there is a radio station mast that is near the airport in Emene, and that needs to be relocated. Secondly, the Emene market that is close to the airport and the what's it called again? The Emene market and the abattoir that is near the market, right? Or rather within the market. Now, the questions here is, some of us might argue, okay, why now? I don't think that is the bone of contention. These issues are not issues that just came up now. They've been existing. Question is, why now? Now let us go back for a little background. If we all remember, Enugu International Airport, Akanibiam, was meant to be upgraded to international airport under Obasanjo, but Obasanjo never did. I equally have it in good authority by some political exposed person who told me in private conversations the things that Obasanjo told them and the reason why he wouldn't want to upgrade the Enugu International Airport. And one of the reasons, which is heartbreaking actually to say, is that he believes that a defeated people deserve no international airport. That's actually sad that the president will say such. Thanks goodness that he didn't say such in my hearing, because I would have probably recorded him if I ever had such encounter. Now, under Goodluck Jonathan, under Obasanjo left in 2007, was called Yaradua took over. Same people went to Yaradua and they said, Oga, we've come, we are the Igbo reps, we've come for you to please look into upgrading Enugu into an international airport. And Yaradua, in his wisdom, actually, agreed that he's going to do that. And he was surprised because the 6 geopolitical zones we have in Nigeria all have their international airports. It's only the southeast that didn't. Now, it was a clear indication, there is no way anybody could deny that the southeast has not or was not marginalized. And this happens. Yaradua promised he would do it. Not only did he promise, he basically approved it. Sadly, again, Yaradua died before that airport could materialize. Jonathan took over. Some people went back again, our reps, and Jonathan told them, "My people consider it done." Actually, within the shortest period of time, Jonathan was able to, flight, it started coming in. I think that was in 2013 or 14. And many people, like myself, I mean, we love using the airport because, you fly in. Sadly, it's only Ethiopia that uses that now, but you come in, it's much easier for you to get to your final destination. Now, the airport has been there. We know the facilities are not okay. Now, I'm saying this because I'm a stakeholder and because I'm somehow involved. I've met the Ethiopian airline management, and in order to understand what is their problem at this airport, and they've listed most of these things. One, that the runway is not of international, well, the best we can get, and that there are no facilities. After this, I would actually post another video which I recorded 2 weeks ago, having landed in Enugu. And when I saw the way, in the old terminal, it's not fit for purpose. But let's not digress. Let's come back to the main issue here. The main issue here is the, closure, the impending closure. There are two problems I have. Is one, the minister said that it's going to be closed and downgraded. And that got me angry. I know, please, those of you following me on Facebook and on Twitter saying, yeah, he hasn't downgraded it already. But there is an adage within the Igbo, which we say, "Nnụnụ tụba nkwe, aya amalugo ebe ọ ga-ebelu." When a bird begins to descend, we already know where that bird is likely to perch. So when this type of conversation starts coming in, and people start saying, "Oh, this is likely to happen. This is likely to happen," we already know. Anyị dị ime wee jebe n'oke. Sorry, I can't translate that one. Many of you will know what I mean. We already know it is. These are the Southeast are a people that are perpetually under control. So when someone says this airport is going to be closed and downgraded, yes, that has not happened. But let me tell us two things that is actually cynical here. One, Enugu Airport, if we all remember, we borrowed money from China to do Enugu, Port Harcourt, Lagos, and Kaduna, right? All those airports that we borrowed money to do are all completed, with the exception of Enugu. If you remember equally, 2007, in the budgetary allocation, the president accused, no, that was last year, the president accused the National Assembly that they cut down on the budgetary allocation to complete Enugu International Airport. Actually, when we looked at the amount disbursed, which I personally wrote an article where I called Buhari out saying that the president is not telling us the truth. And we went on, we researched, we found out it's actually not true. If the president is saying that they cut down the completion amount by billions, no. But the amount has already been disbursed. What was only left to complete the airport was about 300 million, and the National Assembly approved about 500. So meaning they had more than enough to complete Enugu. Yet, if you go to the Enugu terminal today, the glasses are there falling off. Work stopped. I was able, don't tell me how I did it, but I was able to get access into the airside. I went in the videos. I will put the video description on afterwards in this link. I know this is a live video, but I'll do that. So what am I saying in essence is, when the Minister of Aviation, Hedi Sarika, makes such comment, it bothers some of us. It bothers us because we know where they are going. Why would he say something like that? Now, the question actually, and that is the biggest issue I have in all this madness happening, is you said you will downgrade, sorry, you will close the airport. Fine, I have no issues in closing the airport. If you have a serious repair to do, like you've done in Abuja, please, you can make Imo to be, put some money in Imo because we've done it before. We spent money in Kaduna, brought Kaduna up, had the rails running. So the passengers that landed in Kaduna will be transported by rail or by bus to back to Abuja. Abuja was closed, and this was fixed in record time. That was the first time I'm actually was proud that Nigerians ever did something meaningful. But you can ask, why would they do that? Because that was Abuja. That's the seat of power, not a people that they think they do not qualify to have any, you know, international airport. I think, guys, what will happen is I would let us eventually, you know, uh, chat here and people can ask their questions, okay? So, and if I have time, I'll read some of your charts. So let's continue here. Now, secondly, if you're saying you're going to close down the airport, what are the modalities? What have you done to ensure that when you close down the airport, things are going to flow freely? Secondly, the one that worries me most is he mentioned that the airport will be downgraded. And I think to myself, holy crap, how do you say that? And that is where I have problem. You have an issue, you have an airport. The airport, if you remember, it's on, you see, when some of us that talk about restructuring, this is one of the things that get us upset. You talk about the airport, you say airport is, within the, it's in the exclusive list. I think the 52 or the 54 schedule, right? In the exclusive list. Now, you own these airports in a state land, right? The airport goes kaput. Something is wrong with the airport. Rather than fix the airport, rather than fix it, you want to downgrade it. Is that not madness? Who does it? For Christ's sake, fix the things that are not working right in the airport. I understand, the consequences of closing this airport or downgrading it. Listen, Nigerian government, listen to me and listen carefully. If Enugu International Airport is downgraded, if Enugu International Airport is closed without any cogent reason, that will be the last straw that will strike every single Igbo person that has common sense, that's been telling our youth to calm down, that we believe we can resolve this through amicable dialogue. If that happens, it will be that you would have a lot to contend with. Whatever has been happening, the middle class, the Igbo middle class have not ever been involved. Sadly, the government will have a lot in their hands when they do. So, to drive my point further, we've done this. This, I think, let us repair the airport rather than close it down. Now, lastly, why would Enugu State, wait until the last call to repair the airport before they begin to think of what they would do? I read a press statement by the Enugu State government saying, well, they've ordered immediate closure of Emene. Why did you wait for so long? The marks in question, it's been over 2 years this discussion has been on. So why did you wait until now? Last minute, why is it that we like things to be done last minute and done like soldiers. One of the arguments which I actually found laughable is in the government statement they said that the youth of Nudi local government is stopping them from moving the mast. And now it's laughable. What do you mean the youth? How many people can stop a state government or a federal government from doing such thing? It's arrant nonsense. It is no excuse in what way in no way at all. So, in conclusion here, the federal government cannot close Enugu International Airport. The federal government should not close Enugu International Airport, and the federal government should never ever dream of closing or rather downgrading Enugu International Airport. Why would they do that? Now, there are things that, because I've engaged some of the airlines, both APs and Ethiopian Airlines, there are things that one is learning. One is the airport is not fit for purpose. I've seen it, I've made videos about it. We need that airport. How can you there is no check-in desk at the airport, international flight. There is no VIP lounge. There is not even a befitting lounge for an international airport. Oh, a motor park is better than whatever is happening there. A motor park is better. That airport is not fit for purpose. However, why would you downgrade it rather than put it and fix it? If a runway is short, what do? Increase the runway. Make the runway better. Why is it that only Ethiopian airline lands in Enugu? People don't know. I have engaged Ethiopian airline country manager and their Enugu airport manager, and they took me around the airport. It's like, no air condition working, no facilities there. Why? There is no night landing facilities. What does it take? And sometimes these things makes you, go crazy. There are possibilities if we say, there is no light. Let's us do a runway that has solar lighting facilities. These are very easy. Most of us have this in our houses. That at night your back garden, lights up, or rather lit up because of the things basically using solar. So why is it that when it comes to state facilities, these things cannot happen? It is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. In my conclusion, I would rather argue and say these things ought not to be. These things ought not to be. We cannot downgrade the Enugu Airport. If federal government ever does that, they will have a lot to contend with the Igbos. Because for me, that will be drawing the line on a sand. We cannot take that lightly. There is no way we can take that lightly. So if you have comments, I know some of you, basically are online watching. So if you have any comments, you can type in your comment. If you type in your questions, let's try as much as possible to make this an interactive session. Someone wrote something before, but sadly I couldn't read it before he went off. So, but if you have questions, I know we have a couple of people watching, so you can make it more interactive by, stating where you're watching from, and let's have a conversation. But what I can tell us, which I'll put in the video description later, is that the airport in Enugu is not what it ought to be. And there are reasons why that is. I believe the more reason is because it's in the southeast. Now, no one wants to help the southeast, but sometimes I equally blame our leaders or the southeast leaders because they are not doing a good enough job to ensure that that airport is, well maintained. Okay, so keep your comments coming. Let's see, keep your comments coming. I would endeavor, if any comment comes in, I would endeavor to read them. So keep it Keep it rolling in. Keep it rolling in. Yeah. Okay. So keep it rolling in. Keep it rolling in. Now, like I said, let's have a conversation. It's Sunday evening, 19th of May. In 10 days' time, we will have a new president. In line with that, you can equally see what the Francis Ezoba, I can see you. You're saying that the problem is that we don't have leaders in Southeast. I somehow agree with you as well, you know, because in as much as I know that the Enugu airport has been a, a collective effort. Oh, Julius Ebo said, what happened to the Chinese contract? Actually, the airport is being built by the Chinese anyway. So the Chinese built the Port Harcourt one, Kaduna, and the Enugu is being equally done by the Chinese. So we got the loan from the Chinese. Now that's one of the things. So other ones are completed. The one in Southeast is not. So at the end of the day, I think it is about leadership. What I would be expecting tomorrow or next in the National Assembly, both the lower house and the upper house, is an outrage. I would expect people like Senator Enyin Naya Baribe, who has been a vocal person, to say that, raise these issues in the National Assembly in order to have them ironed out. And again, I think it is equally not right, and it makes you feel, if it makes you smell marginalization. Look, the Minister of Aviation last week said that they are building a new airport in Lagos. Molita Mohammed is going to be Sonny Oruche. I will answer your question shortly. That Molita Mohammed is going to be built with 14 billion naira, a new airport, which I don't know if 14 billion can actually give a world standard airport, but he said 14 billion will be spent there. So what happens if 14 billion will be spent in Enugu, in Lagos for the new airport terminal? The new airport, the old one, is going to go down. At the same time, you're saying Enugu is going to be closed down, downgraded. Yet the same Enugu doesn't have night landing facilities. Why can't other airline, Turkish airline, Emirates, and Qatar airline, those are airlines that have licenses to fly into Enugu, but they can't come night because they come into Nigeria night, right? And we can't even attract some of them. My organization, we've written other airlines to fly Enugu, but some of the reasons they've given us is they can't even come into Enugu because there is no night landing facilities. Because if they come in around 7 o'clock, they need to load up passengers to leave Enugu around 8 or 9, head back to Lagos or Abuja, pick the rest of the passengers and leave around 11 to go back to Europe or Middle East. But these things cannot happen because we do not have like night landing facilities in Enugu. Now, the question I want us to, in the next coming assembly, every one of us must tax our representative is, why can Enugu, and that should be a question that should bother you and I. It is actually disgraceful that only one international airline comes into Enugu, and the way this airline is being treated, the way this airline, Florence Kate Eda, thank you. I know I see you watching from London. So the way these airlines are being treated is very, very. If Ethiopian Airline is if Ethiopian Airline is not an African airline, they would have gone. Honestly, they would have left Enugu long time ago. You want to check in into Enugu, you're being treated like, the environment is so hostile. It's not the problem of the people. It is the problem that there is no facilities. And this is a federal structure. This is a federal thing that all the facilities, all the terminal ought to be world class. But there is nothing. You drag your, coming into the airport, looking at the slope that you take, And you ask yourself, if someone is coming into this airport with a wheelchair, how does it come in? How would that happen? It's almost an impossibility to do. Okay, so guys, someone who asked before, what is the Enugu state government doing? Like I said before, the Enugu state government, what they are doing now is they've issued a statement yesterday, being Saturday, saying that they're going to relocate Emene and they remove the max. So that's all they can do, because these are the things that fall within Enugu state, right? So the max is theirs. I think it's Enugu's broadcasting service or whatever, and the market is within the remit of Enugu. So Enugu will have to relocate that market and put the market Oyemene somewhere. Now, today, I was reading a tweet by Osita Chidoka on Twitter, who incidentally was also former Minister of Aviation. Osita Chidoka was Madubike Dike. This okay. Osita Chidoka made some clarification in his tweet. Yeah. Yes, exactly. So I agree with you. That will be the turning point. If they downgrade Enugu Airport, I think someone that has the ears of the president must send him this video or send him our thoughts. I don't care if they call it a threat. I don't care what they say. If you downgrade Enugu, now I'm speaking to Buhari, I'm speaking to the Senate, I'm speaking to anyone, the Minister of Aviation. If you downgrade Enugu International Airport to a local airport, that will be it. That will be it. That will be the last push. We cannot sit back and let that happen. We cannot sit back and take it. Don't ask us what will happen. Do it and you see. Because we can no longer take this mess. Thank you, Chigozia. You're watching from Jakarta, and let us all try, because most of you in Asia, I come to Singapore, I come to Malaysia, I travel wide and afar, and I prefer to use Ethiopian Airline. So when I say I'm a stakeholder because that's what it is. Suddenly somebody wants me by downgrading Enugu. Enugu can no longer be international airport, and you fly. I have to go to Lagos or go to Abuja to fly. I don't want to go to Lagos. I don't want to go to Abuja. Now by force. Ike is you're watching from South Africa. Bless you. So what am I saying is, and one other thing that I understand is when you downgrade the airport, okay, you downgrade the airport. Prince Johnson, yes, the governors, I believe, Okorocha is I think Okorocha is the Southeastern governor, chairman of Southeastern Governor Forum. But, as a man who is Iberiberized, he probably wouldn't do anything. So I take it back. That is Sam Ebu. What am I talking about? That is Ebonyi State Governor, who is the chairman of Southeastern Governors Forum. So at the end of the day, what am I saying is, if you downgrade the airport, right, only local flights will fly in there. You see, sometimes things we talk doesn't make sense. So if international flight will have if international flight would have the security risk of landing because of birds, the vultures, as a result of the abattoir, the vultures that come and eat meat and leftover and residuals from the meat that they kill at the abattoir in Emene. So if international flights stop coming, won't the local flights be flying in, or would they be using buses? Is it not plain? Chinedu. Thank you very much for your comment. So what I'm saying is it not, to basically, is it not madness that we can't get these things done? Okay, this is an act of war. They're basically trying to declare war, and I think I will agree with you on that. We wouldn't let that happen. We wouldn't let that happen. Even if you sit on a fence, this is the last straw. I've just at the beginning, I gave us a little bit brief history. Sonny Orutre, you're watching from Germany. Welcome to my channel. I hope all of you are subscribing to the channel because we'll be doing this more often. Probably we can suggest names that we can call this, so we can do this maybe Sundays. It can be a Sunday hangout. You guys decide what we talk about. But this week, I decided to talk about the impending closure of the Enugu International Airport or the impending downgrade. Either way, whichever one that they do, I am not personally, let me state equally clear, I am not against closing Enugu Airport, but if you want to close Enugu Airport, please provide alternative before you do that, because you did that in Abuja. You provided alternative in Kaduna. If you want to close Enugu International Airport, upgrade Owerri so that passengers can divert to Owerri. Okay, whoever is going to land in Enugu can equally, land in Owerri. It's maximum of 2 hours proximity local drive, so I have no issues with that. I can come in from Ethiopia, go to Owerri. It takes me the same distance to get to my final destination that will take me from Enugu or from Owerri. So who cares? As long as I land within the southeast. I do not want to land anywhere else. I don't want to land, Oruche, yes, you're from Ibuku. Ibuku na mwa onye zinifta agwata Anambra. Okay, so agwata ka anyị we are all Igbos. So what is going to happen is, if these things are not changed, what we might have to do, we will start from Ikpalo politicians nzu. We will kpalo hanzu, anyị ga-akpalo hanzu, kalo hanzu. I kalo hanzu, that means we have put them on notice. We cannot take this no more line. We've been sleeping for so long. Time to wake up is now. We will no longer take this. If they don't want, okay? If they don't want, we will bring the fight to them. Yes, Chinedu, you said we're conquered people. Well, yet we saw, okay? We do well internationally. Forget, it's only in Nigeria that sometimes, they want to bring us down. But we shall rise, and we are rising, okay? If we restructure Nigeria, please, if we restructure Nigeria and make it a regional thing, Enugu would be a region of their own. The southeast, or rather the whole eastern region. We can decide to, because this thing is happening because it's a federal project. If it's a state project, we'll hold Ugwuanyi responsible. And this airport is something we can fix within one year. Okay, look at, if we go to our houses, we build fantastic houses. It's only when it comes to government properties, that's where we don't even respect people enough to build something that is tangible for them to enjoy. You see, that is when we do that. But when it comes to private properties, we build the best out of the best. So airport is one of those things that we have to. In essence, what am I saying is, the young Igbo professionals, when I say this, young Igbo professionals globally, the communications, the information, these discussions that's happened in the last 48 hours, it's been amazing. Every single one of us is not happy. Now, why I say this and federal governments must pay attention is, for the first time, the young Igbo professionals, you will not see them protest on the street. But these are men like myself. We occupy posts internationally. Locally, people might not be bothering about us. But the moment we begin to get angry, the federal government will have to take notice. I'll tell us this. Do you know that the amount of money the Igbo professionals in diaspora sent to Nigeria is greater than the Nigerian national budget? Yet, they cannot have an airport. Let this downgrade, let this closure be the turning point for us. We must not only think home, we must also act. So if keep your comments coming. I can give you shout outs, call out your name and read your comment. Francis says, thank you for being within the channel. You say you totally agree with me, my brother. If you disagree with me as well, say it. This is democracy. As long as we are not insulting each other, let us agree, disagree, but in a very peaceful, respectable manner, because we need to create that change that we want. Okay? We need to create that change that we want. So this is Mazes, okay, live streaming on a YouTube. This is my first live stream, and equally, you can see because I'm so passionate about the Igbo nation, my first live stream is as a result of what is the impending happenings, what is about to happen to the Igbo nation, the closure of Enugu International Airport, and its downgrade. Again, I clarify, it has not been downgraded. It is in the discussion to be. And I thank God for the Enugu state government for swiftly reacting to the news and giving orders. However, what they've done yesterday, being Saturday, should have been done months ago. Enugu state government should have done this, the relocation of that mast, the relocation of Emene, and as a result, please, my brothers, it's not weakness, but let us acknowledge there are security concerns actually. Former Minister of Aviation Chidoka tweeted that he was involved in the AP's flight that had an emergency landing in Enugu as a result of the bird that came into the engine. And how does that happen? It's very simple. Where you have abattoir, you have a lot of birds, udene, which is called vulture, circling around. And when these vultures, maybe the sound of the aircraft makes them fly away. So some of them, on coming up, might get into the wing of the of the aircraft, which is where the engine is. And that can cause massive havoc. So what we don't equally want to do in Enugu is we say we protest that this is not going to happen and we allow a mishap to kill our people. Okay, we wouldn't want that to happen. However, what we want to Hamilton Luma, he said Igbo should have like 5 airports. Please don't get me. I have a problem with my Governor Obiano of Anambra State, who promised us in 2017 that he's going to build an airport completed in 36 months. Please, 36 months. The governor promised that. How many months gone by? The ground has not been cleared. Planes landing, as we speak. Planes land in Anambra. Do you know that planes land in Anambra, but where do they land? The planes that land in Anambra land in the billboard the governor showed, Anambra Airport. That is where the plane lands. So if we cannot even maintain one in Enugu, if the federal government cannot maintain one in Enugu, how do you build more 5s? We see the one we have in Imo State, built by Dame Mbakwe. We can't even, the state government cannot even do anything. The thing caught fire the other day. If you go there in Owerri today, they use megaphone to call out passengers that the plane is going or the plane just arrived. When I inquired why such madness was happening, someone explained to me, yeah, that is happening because the the communication system caught fire in the last fire incident that happened at the airport before the Easter holiday. Now, in a serious place, one of the things you do within at maximum 1 week is to replace that communication system. But it's not being replaced. Rather, we use megaphones. Okay, so if we can't take care of one, how do we take care of 5? For now, See, what we need, my people, make Enugu a world international airport where planes will land day and night. I'll tell you, for now, if you want to fly London to Enugu, the you get tickets between £750 to £850. Okay, now, but if we the moment we begin to have direct flight that will leave London, for instance, or that will leave New York or wherever in the States and come into Enugu under 13 hours, London under 6 hours, because actually Enugu is closer to London than Abuja or Lagos because you know where the flight come in. So Enugu, if it has a direct flight, will be something like 5 hours, 40 minutes, or five and a half hours. That would drop the price. The price will drop drastically. Most of us don't even mind if you if an aircraft leaves from Enugu, stops in Lagos like a Lufthansa KLM does, discharges the Abuja or Lagos passengers, and heads to Port Harcourt the way they do currently. Now replace Port Harcourt with Enugu, comes into Enugu in the evening, discharges the passengers, picks passengers going back to maybe Frankfurt, Paris, Ethiopia, I don't care, or Dubai, picks those passengers now and go back. The moment we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 airlines coming into Enugu, the price will drop. It will be much easier for us to, people will start using it the more. Okay. And now that we are talking about airports, I think there is one good news I equally read that Turkish airline will be starting the airport Istanbul Port Harcourt flight in June. Well, I don't know. I've checked. I can't find the prices now, but it's something, and it's good news for some of you in Asia, some of you in Europe. If you're in London, if you're in Germany, it's about 9 hours flight to go London, Istanbul, or Germany, Istanbul, Port Harcourt. So hopefully we should be, and we are doing everything. My organization, we have written a piece to collaborate with others to start an international flight. So foreign airlines cannot fly into Nigeria directly. They have to go back to their mother country. That's why Ethiopian airline takes time, because Ethiopian airline cannot fly London to Nigeria, or Washington, Dallas to Nigeria. They have to go back to Ethiopia and change and take passengers. So that makes it, an average flight of coming in is about 14 hours, 14 hours, 14 and a half hours. An average flight of going back is about 18 hours. So makes it a little bit unconducive, but many of us still prefer to fly into Enugu because home sweet home. Home sweet home. So shout out to everyone. If you have your comments, if there are any contribution, anything you want me to clarify, any questions, please drop your comments. If not, we will be bringing the video to a close shortly. But let me give us some time to recollect your thoughts. Ask me any question, please, and I would answer those questions before we close this session. So I'll give a couple of minutes for us to recollect our thoughts, ask questions, and these questions will be answered. So I'm waiting. I know I can see we have about 44 people watching live. So please do ask your questions, and we believe to build up this that we should have at least, when something so interesting like this comes up for the Igbo nation, we should have at least 1,000 people watching. I want to believe that many of us didn't know. So if it's something that you would want us to continue doing on a regular basis, to give you a voice, to air your opinion, and find a way to bring people equally into these conversations, and we will happily do that. Okay. So if you have questions, please drop them. If you have comments, please drop them, and I will try and endeavor to answer your questions and clarify your comments. Well, Julius Ebo says, why are the Chinese not completing the project? Well, the Chinese are not completing the project. The project, actually, I have a video for that. It's ongoing. However, um, if we don't release money to them, okay, so we are not, we haven't released that money to them to complete the project. And again, there appears to be a slight unseriousness in terms of following these things up. Because if we are too serious about that and we keep the Chinese on their toes, they will. But I think it's an issue where, where they, a Christian, we go say, well, what about Seaport? Again, Seaport, we have done equally, which I am equally involved. We've done a research, and the research, I haven't yet published it, but I recently shared that report with Minister of Transportation. Okay, so what was the issue? The issue is that many people that import into Nigeria, majority of them are Igbos or from the southeast. Now, and when I ask people in my survey where is their final destination, surprisingly, many of them, I think actually, by their question, I think I will make a specific video on that. So watch out the channel, subscribe the channel. I would in the next week or so, if time permits, make a video explaining about the seaport and what the government could actually do. Because I have a chart, that says these are the people that were questioned at the survey. I have, I think, about 208 respondents that clearly said these are where they are shipping from. And the one thing that is very critical there is that people are the people that are importing into Nigeria are from, from the survey, say majority of them, 78% are from the southeast, and their final destination is equally the southeast. Now the question is, why can't the government do something, like doing a wharf? We have the One wharf, we have the Warri one. Even if it's not, it's better for me to import through Port Harcourt. I remember in the year 2002, while I was still in Germany, the first time in my life I imported through Port Harcourt. It wasn't by my own act. The ship left Hamburg, headed to Lagos, but there was an issue with Lagos Apapa then, and that was diverted to Port Harcourt. And for me, because my final destination was Omaya, so the thing came out in record time. Remember, that was the when we had the issue of wharf rats, people, taking headlamps, ECU, brain box of cars. So I had no issue that within 2 days, that car came out intact, taken to my final destination. All the content, because that car, I remember that was Opel. Opel, then that car was loaded with items, for personal use and for sale. So that car came into my, nothing happened to it. So something like that, seaport is one thing that we have to, because we are a moving people, you know. What do you think my opinion will help to develop our Igbo? To help develop our Igbo, first of all, we need to develop our minds. Now, in developing our minds is it's one of the things that we have to help us. The problem is we have women who are basically traders who just go there to represent us, or who are governors, but they cannot make these decisions to develop our Igbo. Now, I have, first of all, Michael Chinedu, please remind me you did not follow my opinion. So, oh, sorry. Um, okay, hold on. Let me try. I'm not good at multitasking. Michael Chinedu, I think Igbo Nation should lobby our members of House of Representatives across the nation to pass the Southeast Development. Okay, that one, I agree with you on that one, because, we do not have the numbers. What we have to do is to lobby. I agree with you. Okay. So, Julius Ebo, the abattoir should be closed. After all, we should be avoiding cattle that are mainly from the north. Julius Ebo, I agree with you 1,000,000%. The abattoir should not be closed, but the abattoir should be relocated. Okay? Why are the Chinese not? Okay, I've answered that question. What about Seaport? I've answered that question. The lobby, I've answered that question. Okay, I think the Igbo children worldwide can fund any project that will develop our zone through PPP. God bless you for that. You know why I agree with that? Ike Chuku, no, what's it called? Who made that comment? Come, hold on. Hold on. Let me find that. Ooh. Yes, that's Michael Chinedu, who said the Igbo nation should fund such project. Yes, I agree with you. About 2 weeks ago, I spoke with Nneamodo. I had a one-on-one meeting with him. Now, the Ohaneze Ndiigbo is working on a template where uh, Igbos can fund developmental project like this issue of airport or seaport, but the money would be from the state and mainly the Igbo diaspora. And that is very an exciting news. So that every Igbo person, if you have 100 naira, you can buy a 100 naira bond. If I want to invest in Enugu on the expressway, because it's going to be concessioned in that, within that business model, what it will mean is I can buy a bond of 1 million, 20 million, 1 naira, as the case may be. Now, it makes it my thing. I own it. That road becomes mine. At the end of every year or every financial year, you make money. Now, financed by Ndiigbo. That is the way to go. Most of us, an example is if I come, for instance, if I come into Florida, for instance, I rent my car. At the moment I leave the airport, the roads I'm driving on, I'm paying for them. So let us actually fix these roads. Let us pay the tax. I am happy to drive from Oka to Enugu under 20 minutes on a road that has 6 lanes, well taken care of. And they would charge me 500 naira or 200 naira, as the case may be. I am happy to do that. And that is the way to go. So it is time, and we will, hopefully, we will come to a point where we no longer depend on government for such projects to happen. Okay, so Michael, I think I've answered your question. Michael Chinedu, and you did not follow. Okay, I've answered that question. So, and your opinion, Michael, your opinion is well taken, and I agree with that. Okay, now Uli on YouTube says, how can we solve African poverty crisis? So, can you guys let me know if I'm back online? I don't know what happened with the connection. The internet connection played up, so I basically got cut off. So let me know if I am back on. Okay, am I back on? Let me again scroll down to the. Okay, Chinedu Michael says I didn't answer all the questions. Please, my brother, can you remind me the question? I think I've scrolled up and I've answered the questions that I'm able to read. Okay. So I've answered all the questions. Okay, yes, I'm back on. Thank you, Francis Ezoba and Prince Johnson. Okay, so any more questions? Any more questions? Keep it coming. You want me to answer in Igbo? You can equally ask me. I can answer them in Igbo. Um, I speak both languages. As a chief, I can, I do justice to do the two languages. Okay, so you guys will tell me now if if there are nothing more If there are no questions and if everything that we've done on the video is understood, then we can wrap it up. I don't want the video to go more than an hour anyway. Okay, so would you guys want to see a situation where we have these? That's a direct question to everyone who is participating now. Do you want to see this happening every Saturday, every Sunday? And what would you want us to discuss if that would be the case? Where are you all the moment? I've been around, busy. I've been around anyway. I am. If many of you don't may not know me personally, if you Google Igbo Initiative, I am the founding president Igbo Initiative, and I have taken the federal government on various issues. And we are the first organization that dragged Buratai and Buhari to ICC for the case of the what we tag the Aba massacre when IPOB, you know, I don't want to use that word IPOB, but I want to say when Igbo kids, Igbo youths were killed. So, and we thought it to myself, enough is enough. We have to take action. So, the preliminary investigations are going, and if need be, we would update the public anyway. So that's only on someone who says, where have I been all this while? I've been. If you Google my name, Mazi Maazzi Ezeoke, you will see that I am not a newcomer in on this earth. Okay, so Michael says should be drawn. I said Igbo children can fund all projects and develop Igbo land. Yes, I agree with you, Michael. It's part of the conversation I had with Chief Nyanwodo 2 weeks ago, and Ohaneze is working on something to on that plan, and they will be telling the Igbos in a short while how that will be done. Now, the impediment they are from is because the nation is not yet restructured, and the current president that we do have does not believe in restructuring. So we will still have some legal issues in terms of what we can own and what we can, inherit. If we've restructured, for instance, then we can say Onitsha, from Headbridge to Enugu to Abakaliki, that road could be within the state. And again, one thing, someone equally asked before what the state governors can do. And I actually say, I am of the opinion, so, when people say there is nothing the state government can do, I think it's nonsense. They can do a lot. I am aware that railway is within the federal exclusive list, right? Not within the concurrent list. However, have we ever tried to build rail line from from Onitsha to Enugu, Abakaliki, Calabar, or wherever? We can do that. Even and federal government will do nothing. You know how we can do it? Enugu will do a right rail line. Sorry, Anambra will do a right rail line from Onitsha to Oka, Nnewi to Amansi. Okay, stops at Amansi. We'll build a terminal station there. Enugu picks it up from Amansi to Ninth Mile, Oji River, and Udi and Suka, I don't care how the line goes. It gets into Emene, one line goes to the airport, drop people off, and the other one goes to Abakaliki, Ebonyi State. Ebonyi State picks it up, it goes into Cross River. And their from goes into Abia State, from Abia, it goes equally in River State and Imo State. So each state will do their own. Now, how do we fund it? The thing is that we don't, because we do not respect ourselves enough, and we don't even believe in ourselves. If we want, we can build this by contributing. The state governments get security votes. If they dedicate 25% of what they get from security vote, my brothers, I tell you, within 4 years, people will pay to come to the Southeast. Quote me. If the state governments within the Southeast dedicate 25% of what they get as security votes and dedicate that without corruption to build the Southeast within 4 years, within only 4 years, people will pay to live in Southeast because we'll get somewhere. The problem we have is they're not interested. They are not interested. Okay, so let me not get. Someone says, Paul Oba said, when are we going to learn? And Michael says, but I think that bill is important to make all effort legal. Yes, Southeast Development Bill is a welcome bill that, yes, many of us, the incoming the senators elect, we will be working with them. Sometimes as Ndiigbo. Now, I want to talk to us. This conversation is on this. What I'm going to say now is only for Ndiigbo, and I want to say it in Igbo. Biko na ụmụnne m, mgbe ụfọdụ ihe anyị kwesịrị na-eme bụ anyị ma na anyị nwere ọnụọgụgụ na Senate, anyị nwere ọnụọgụgụ na House of Reps. Ihe anyị kwesịrị ime bụ mgbe ụfọdụ anyị ewedanata obi anyị wee chọọ ndị nke ọzọ anyị ga-alata alata. Ịma na onye ịkali ya, onye ịkali na amamihe ikewe mara ihe, mana ọ bụrụ mgbe ọbụla ka eji etu ọnụ oi abụ m onye Igbo iwu nke no, dịka nwanne anyị nwoke bụ Michael Chinedukwu, anyị niile ka anyị jee gbasalụ ha alụ lobby, maka na ị na-anya ihe na-eme inwe ike isi ka imebi ya n'ike, asị gị na ị chọrọ ikewa na ị chọrọ ime nke esendịba ndị amị. Ime ihe na-achọ ka m gwa unu eziokwu, ihe aka njicha ikwu ya n'Igbo, ihe a na-achọ ime bụ na ka amala ihe a ga-asị na ndị Igbo kpasuru iwe ihe anyị lụsị na our villages, ka isi n'elu tụọ ya bọmbụ tụsasị everything. Anyị enweghị ike ịhapụ ka ụdị ha meenụ. Ụmụnne m, anyị enweghị ike ịnọ mụrụ anya si na ụdị ihe dị etu a ga-eme. Mgbe ụfọdụ n'ime anyị, nke mụ nwa na onwe m bụ otu onye na-asị, onye ịka na ịkali kama ka anyị lalụ ha, ka anyị na-alalụ ha, ka a na-akpa ya bụ nkata, ka enye anyị restructuring. Ebe nkwụnye anyị ga-emenwu ọtụtụ ihe ga-abara anyị uru. End of it. So I am back again. I can speak the other language now for ease of communication. I think I have spoken to those that ought to know what I said. I have spoken to them in the language I believe we will understand. And I thank everyone for watching. Especially Paul and Michael for being very active in this discussion today. To make the discussion civil, we can always agree to disagree, okay? We can always agree to disagree. And my final question, my answer here, I think to Paul Oba, what are the Igbos doing now that the second Niger bridge is economic sabotage because ship cannot go under the bridge? My brother, second Niger bridge is not any economic sabotage. I hope Niger go the bridge. Go through this YouTube channel. You will see my report on second Niger bridge and why federal government at that point wasn't happy with me. Now, why I say that second Niger bridge is not an economic sabotage per se is, if we are serious, the bridge, even if it's low, starts somewhere. The good thing is that the site where the bridge is towards Atani. And that is, before there is where you get the Atlantic Ocean, not the other side that goes into Benue, right? So the side that the bridge is, if we want the Atani side, you can have a seaport there. You can dredge there. So that's not, it's nothing to worry about, my brother. Honestly, that's my, honest opinion. You can disagree with me if you want. Ka anyị hapụ ịdị na-eme mkpọtụ. Nwanne m ekwere m ekwe, Michael Chinedu. Anyị nwa bụ ndị Igbo na-eme mkpọtụ mgbe ụfọdụ. Mgbe ụfọdụ bụkwa na anyị nwa na-eji aka ya ewetala onwe anyị ọpịpịa, dịka ndị fada si ekwu. Mgbakasị arụ bụ anyị nwa, ọnụ anyị ajọka. Ọ bụ sọsọ anyị nwa bụ ndị nọ na Naịjirịa gbaga bụ mgbe ọbụla sọsọ anyị nwa na-emetigbu ụzọ bụ no. Serapụ kene ma ndị ọzọ a na-ekwukwo n'ihe a unu ịmakwa na onwe ihe na-eme na-atọ m ụtọ bụ na agụghara egbu okwu n'onye Igbo. Ndị Igbo adịrị Igbo bụkwa na nwa bụ efere na-adị ayọbabi ya ala. Mana ndị na-eme n'ọha nwa obodo bụ ndị na-ayọ ayịyọ. Ịbata na Abuja for example, abụrụ egbe ọnụ ndị Igbo nwesị. So ka anyị gbuo ụfọdụ ka anyị mechikene naanị na Nigeria. Ihe anyị ekwukwunu ka anyị mee restructuring bụ na the whole nation, ihe niile akpọ Nigeria, because o nwere ebe ịbatara ifuru onye Igbo ma na ndị adụrụ ya. Okay, so ka anyị galụ na ị na-emezi mkpọtụ too much. Like nwanne anyị nwoke si wee kwu, ka anyị mara etu anyị ga-esi jee lata ndị ọdịka ọdụ anyị, maka na ihe a bụ egwu nkịta na nkịta ibi ya. Ịdanyelụ m danyelụ gị. Ọ bụrụ na o nwee ihe ndị ọzọ chọrọ, ka anyị nwa mara etu anyị ga-esi danyelụ ha, sọpọtụ ha. Ọ bụrụ na North East Developmental whatever, ka anyị nwa nyelụ ha, sọpọtụ ha, si ha oke na ọ bụrụ na anyị tụnyekwala unu vootu nwa, mee ka unu nweta ihe unu na-achọ na ihe anyị chọkwanụ ka anyị nwa nwee, ka e nwee budgetary allocation. Then ihe anyị ga-emezi ka ndị anyị rọpụtalụ na-achị anyị ndị anyị si ka ha jee nnọchite anya anyị, ihe anyị ga-eme akabazi ahụ mee bụ na n'ime the South East Development Commission na ihe gbasalụ ụzọ anụnwa, ihe gbasalụ na-enwe concession, ihe gbasalụ ịlụ ụmụ ihe ọlụlụ bụ ga-adịzi n'ime ya. Ihe ahụ nna anyị ha nụrụ n'ọgụ, ihe ahụ Ojukwu ha gbara egbe, ha enwetaghị ya. Ka anyị nwa na onwe anyị nweta ya n'ụdị ọzọ, na-agbaghị egbe, na-atụfughị ọbara. Maka na unu jụọ m ihe a na-achọ mbata. Ọ bụrụ na ị na-ene m anyị bụghị onye Anambra, ana m ayọ gị gaa na Anambra, gaa na villages dị na Anambra, ka ihe ụmụnne anyị na-arụ unu kara aka. Ihe a ka ọ ga-abụ ọtụtụ ndị mmadụ gbafee hụchaa ya, obi a na-ewute ha, ha na-achọ ebe ọ ga-eme ka a sị na ụnụ kpasuru ha iwe, ka esi n'elu wee bịa welu shell welu bọmbụ flatten na everything ụnụ tala afụ welu. Anyị agaghị ekwe ka o mee. Ọ bụ na ya nwa ka ụfọdụ n'ụmụ ụnụ agaghị eji kwenye n'ihe m na-ekwu, so be it, mana anyị agaghị ekwe ka o mee. Agba mbọ atụ n'ogwe, ọ bụrụ ogwe ka apịala akụ. I will revert back to English. Nwanne m, ka ihe ị na-ekwesị ka anyị hapụ ịdị na-eme mkpọtụ. Ekwere m ekwe ka anyị jiri akọ na uche. Chukwu gọzie gị nwanne m, na-eso ndị ugwu na ndị ofe mmanụ. Egwu a akọ na uche. Kedu afọ nke onye nọ Port Harcourt a na-akpọ Duncan Mighty nwekwara na egwu ọgwụ. Ọ sịkwa na ihe a bụkwa na akọ na uche is better than wisdom, according to Duncan Mighty. Ụmụnne m, udo dịrị unu. Paul Ụba, ọ sị if I say so, no problem then. Michael, biko Michael na Paul, ama na unu ncha niile subscribe kwa to the channel. Ngwana ụmụnne m, udo dịrị unu. Ka ọ gafego 1 hour m kwuru, mana ka anyị ghara ime ya ka o tebezie aka nnukwu. Onye chọọ ọ ga-eje. Ọtụtụ n'ime unu, ọ bụrụ na unu chọrọ na-enye aka ka anyị kwado ndị Igbo, biko unu gaanụ na Facebook chekienụ Igbo Ekunie Initiative. Ihe a bụ otu na-eme ka imogo ihe niile anụnwa anyị na-ekwu, anyị na-edekọta ya, kpekọta ya ọnụ nye ndị gọọmenti, na-ewukwanụ gọọmenti ka make sure na ụfọdụ ụmụ ihe niile anyị na-ekwu na ọ bụrụ sọsọ n'okwu ọnụ ka obere, na a na-emekwe n'ihe eme. So onye na-asị when next will I be online? Nwanne m nwoke, amaghị m mgbe m ga online, but ọ ya nwa ka m nọ na-ekwusị. Ọ bụrụ na unu chọọ ka ọ bụrụ ihe anyị ga na-eme weekly. Unu chọọ, I can do it. Mana ọ ga-abụ ọ bụrụ m nwa ga-ekwu, unu nwa ga-ekwu, maka na abụ m onye na-ejere ndị Igbo ozi. Mgbe unu ga-asị m nee mgbe, because ọ Igbo nwe m, Igbo nwe m, onwe m, ọ Igbo bụ ndị nwe m. So weekend, ngwanụ unu si no weekend, maybe Saturday evening, we can say 7 o'clock. So ọ bụrụ na emesiza ndị ga-watch video anụ mụnwa ga-suggest Sundays 7 o'clock. Ọ bụrụ na ọ dị unu mma, unu evotu a ka anyị mebie na ka Chineke gọzie onye ọbụla. Ọ ga-adịla anyị niile mma ma dịkwaziala ụmụ anyị mma ka ọ dị na ụmụnne m. Ngwanụ ka emesịa. So it should be my final